Hi, this is Dave Simon. Today's webinar is called How to Make Your Studio Run by Itself. And you can learn more about me by visiting davesimonsmusic.com. A little bit about me. I opened Dave Simon's Rock School in 2003. I started writing and licensing group class curriculum in 2010. I formed Dave Simon's Music Enterprise in 2016. And in March of this year, I sold my music school, and I'm currently the host of Music Lessons and Marketing. It's a podcast and a Facebook group. If you're a music school owner and you're not in the Facebook group, come and check us out and join us. We'd love to have you as a member. So here's how this webinar is gonna go. I'm going to, I'm looking at this now. This is actually not a live recording, so I'm gonna skip this. This was for the live version, so forget that one. Let's take a look. I want to start off with a little story, and perhaps you've heard this one, but I really love it. It's about a deli in New York, and this guy, Jeff, he's on lunch break, and he decides he wants to go grab a sandwich. So he sees his deli, Morris's Deli, and sees a sign, grand opening. So he walks in there. No one's in the deli, but Jeff is greeted by a woman who just so happens to be the owner, Morris's wife. And his wife says, "Oh, welcome. You're our first customer. I'd love to take a photograph of you and frame it." So she gets his name, takes a photo with him, and she hands him a coupon for a free meal. Well, this is, made Jeff's day. This is great. So Jeff walks up to the counter, and standing behind the counter is the owner, Morris. And Jeff says, "Oh, hi, congratulations on your opening. I'd like to order a corned beef sandwich." And Morris says, "Sir, you're going to have to take a number first." So Jeff looks around. There's nobody there. So he goes and he grabs a number and he stands there. And then Morris says, "Number one." Jeff says, "Okay, that's me." And he walks up and he puts the number down and he said, "Why did you have me take a number when no one's here?" And Morris says, look, no one's here today, but tomorrow we might be busy, and I want to be prepared for that. And I think that's Morris's approach is great. That's exactly how you should approach running your business, where you're all about creating the systems to support your growth. Morris is in great position to grow. He's thought about how to welcome customers. He's thought about how the whole purchasing process should go down. And hopefully Morris has begun documenting these systems. So many business owners roll out their business and they don't have systems in place, and they begin to grow and they don't have the ability to support the growth. I can relate to that. My school was that way. It was I didn't have an operations manual until I was maybe at about year 12 or 13. So, which meant I had to rely on memory as to how to run things. Okay, so what is an operations manual? An operations manual is a set of instructions that tells your business what to do and when to do it. It's that simple. It's simple to use. It needs to be easy to understand, and it needs to be well organized. So why you need an operations manual? It allows your studio to run on autopilot. It enables you to easily delegate and hire more employees as your business grows. And it allows you to focus on the task that only you can do, which is growth. There are two things that only you can do as a music studio owner. Only you can come up with a marketing message and a vision for your school. Only you. Other people can help implement it, maybe through social media and through advertising and other marketing channels. They can put that into play, but only you can come up with that message, and only you can create the systems that are going to support your business. Anything that falls outside of that domain is a task that could be delegated to somebody else. Now, you have to have, the revenue to delegate, and that's a whole nother conversation. But being able to simply identify, oh, I have to do everything right now because I'm the only person in the business, but all these tasks right here I will ultimately delegate, and I have them mapped out in my manual. An operations manual also allows you to, sorry about that, recovering from a cold, allows you to ultimately hand your business over to someone else. I sold my school in March, and I sold my school to my current manager, but I had a manual that he had been operating out of, and it really made that transition go smoothly. And in this picture here, you see a father hugging his son because he knows that one day he's going to hand his business over to a son. This is what life is like without an operations manual. Your studio can't run without you, without a manual. It relies totally on you. People can't make decisions without a manual. They need you to make decisions for them. It's hard to see your studio from a macro level because you're always dealing with, you're down in the trenches, making micro decisions all the time. Without a manual, you're always reacting to the moment as opposed to the moment being controlled by a set of systems and operations. You're operating on the fly all the time. It's common to feel overwhelmed if you don't have an operations manual because you're always trying to think about, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Your to-do list is growing and is overwhelming. You're caught off guard by time-sensitive tasks because these deadlines aren't mapped out for you. And your problem solving is clouded by emotions. So let's say, for example, an instructor tells you 30 minutes before she's supposed to be in that she's sick. Not an ideal situation. Well, it's easy to go into panic mode, to become stressed out, become angry. You can't change those feelings, but an operations manual that's telling you these are the steps you need to do can get you out of your emotional mindset into a sort of more practical trouble or problem-solving mindset because the steps are mapped out for you. Or, hey, look, if you're on vacation in the Bahamas and this happens, your office administrator can refer to the manual as to how to handle this instead of calling you. Panic. What do I do? Creating a manual is easier than it looks. I mean, look, you're doing the work anyway. You're doing every step that you're going to map out in your manual, you're doing it. It's just not documented. So you want to document as you go. You don't want to write it out. You want to write out how to do everything. You want to do it in bullet points and in categories initially. I'll talk about the process, but I don't want you to think that creating an operations manual is going to require a lot of work. It really doesn't require any extra work, and it will save you work in the future. An operations manual is an investment in your business and your mental and emotional health. So ask yourself this question. Is what I'm doing right now something I might have to do again? If yes, document it. It needs a system. I would take that question, is what I'm doing right now something I might have to do again, and write it down, put it on a Post-it right in front of you, and constantly ask yourself that, because that awareness is key to the first steps of creating your operations manual. So the different types of tasks, they really break down into time-sensitive tasks and situational tasks. Time-sensitive tasks can be broken down as daily, weekly, monthly, or seasonal tasks. So taking out the trash, it's a daily task. A weekly task, it could be payroll. A monthly task, pay the rent. A seasonal task would be recitals. And then situational task would be the employee who calls in sick. So these are my tools. This is what I used to create my manual. Really, it's Google Sheets, Google Docs. And that's really what it was all about. I also use Snagit. It's a screen capture software. It's kind of, what we're seeing right now. You're seeing my desktop and you see a little video of me. I've got this little USB microphone here. My hat's coming off. And I would use Snagit in the microphone to show how I would, like doing something like payroll, but there's multiple steps. Instead of writing it down, I would just hit on the screen capture and record myself doing it. You could use rev.com or Temi to transcribe your voice to text if you wanted to have it written out as well. You can also use, a CRM or management software. I don't want to talk too much about that, but more importantly, Google Sheets, Google Docs, in some type of way to capture your voice or voice and video so you can document a process without writing it all out. Categories to systematize. These are different categories you want to systematize. The customer journey, events, accounts receivable, accounts payable, human resources, marketing, daily operations. With each category, there's going to be a long list of tasks. Some of them, like accounts receivable, accounts payable, not so much. So let's talk about the customer journey. There's an onboarding process. There's customer care, caring for your customer once they are a customer, and then the dreaded exit process. If someone drops out, how do you handle that? What are the steps that you take? Let's look at events. We're going to kind of break down all these different steps here. So most common events are recitals and concerts. So there's going to be pre-event marketing. You're going to have the logistics of the actual event. If it's off-site, you got to get everything there. Lots of moving parts. You want to have that mapped out. Because putting on a recital or a concert is a stressful experience, and the better your planning is, the less stress it will be. And then post-marketing for the event. Post-marketing could be, hey, great job, everybody. That's marketing. It's working on focus on customer experience. Accounts receivable, it's easy. Your collections process, and then how you escalate accounts that are delinquent. Accounts payable, paying bills, and automation of paying the bills. Paying bills is not necessarily something that you have to do. You could have an administrator help with that. You just have to manage that and keep your eye on the bank account. Let's talk about human resources. Oh, this looks easy. Only 4 categories. Well, there's a lot in each category. Hiring, training, managing, and firing. Those are the main 4 categories of human resources. But like I said, within that, there's going to be multiple functions to deal with. Marketing. You want to have your marketing completely systematized. There's 4 different types of marketing. Inbound, which is organic marketing, getting seen. So SEO, content marketing, it's all inbound marketing. Outbound marketing is pushing your message out. So that's advertising. And then sales, where you have that contact with a prospective customer. And then internal marketing, which is focusing on customer experience. We're going to hop actually into my operations manual for my school to see how this all kind of comes together. So I'm just kind of outlining things still at this point. So daily operations, day-to-day, cleaning, preparing for new students, on-site management, staff and customer needs. That list can certainly grow. But that's just dealing with things that are happening in the moment. Okay, so those are the different categories in your operations manual. Now we're going to look at the 3 sections of your manual. You're going to have reoccurring task, and you're going to have situational task, and then folder. Then you're going to have a folder with documents that save your video and all your documents. So just to help you visualize a little bit, one Excel document with reoccurring tasks. We're going to see it for my business, and then we're going to see situational tasks. So reoccurring tasks are cleaning and things that happen on a daily, weekly, monthly, or seasonal basis. Situational task is that employee who called in sick. They're going to be listed under the situational tab. And then all of the documents that I create, all the videos, everything is going to go into a folder with the recurring and the situational tasks are going to link to documents in that folder. But really, my whole world is in reoccurring task and situational task. That's all I'm ever looking at. And it looks like I'm missing an R in reoccurring. Okay, so let's take a look. We're going to take a look at the operations manual for my school. Now, I sold my school in March, and I'm not going to be able to take you into the actual contents, just out of respect to the current owner of the school, but we're going to see the whole outline of the operations manual. So let me minimize this and let me pull up this. Okay, so this is how I have, here's, you can see my reoccurring tab. So these are tasks and operations that have to happen in a timely fashion. And then here's situational. It shows the task, the category that would fall under, and then the status of it. As your operations manual is never something you just set and forget. It's constantly evolving, and you're constantly building it. Okay, so let's take a look here at August. August, we're going to close for Labor Day weekend. Well, this August, when you write that email, save it in a Word document and use it next year. Marketing, you want to market right now to your summer drops. People dropped out in June. So you want to have that strategy. If you were to click this link, it would take you to how to do that marketing process. So here's different tasks: communicating with the staff about the upcoming season. You're gonna schedule the furnace being shut down, because I want to shut the AC down over the Labor Day break. Easy thing to forget. In July, a fall marketing email went out. So in August, I'm going to start reaching out to people that clicked and opened that email. And then every other month, I like to do an employee recognition. I give them a gift card and I send out an email to the staff. Hey, this month, Christina is being recognized for her outstanding, and tell them some story about some parent who called in and said, Christina's a great teacher. But every other month would do that. Okay, so September, I'm going to do a referral email. I'm going to email kids rock bands with low enrollment. If I have a band with only 3 kids, I send out an email to the parents in the band saying, hey, if you have any friends, we have a couple openings. Same with junior rockers. I'm going to have a promotion to inactive students. If I have bands that have older bands that are hurting in enrollment, I'll then reach out to like 17 and 18-year-olds in the school to help out. I'm going to identify when soccer ends, because I know when soccer ends, I can do some heavy promoting at that point. October, let's take a look at October. Now if I click on this, it tells me all the steps that I need to do to start preparing for the December recital. If I don't have it mapped out, I'm making it up every year. If I hire a new admin, I say, hey, just go check out that link that shows you how to do everything. And in October, I'm going to sit down and map out the whole calendar for the year. I'm going to, in October, start marketing to people doing 30-minute lessons, see if I can upsell them to an hour. And there's going to be phone scripts and emails. I click this link on how to do that. Employee recognition again, because that was back in August. I'm going to look for scheduling gaps and try to fill those up by upselling students. I'm going to put winter break on my website. Now, winter break camp. I don't want to have that sitting there all year. And it's easy to forget to put it on. And it's easy, winter break happens and it's February and you realize it's still sitting there. Here's my winter break marketing plan for camp. And early session review. This is where I sit down with the band directors and I have questions that I ask them to map out the progress of their bands. So these are all reoccurring, the whole year is going to be mapped out. And what I encourage you to do is, start it in September and start just making bullet points of these things that are time sensitive. You do that every month. When you get to September next year, you're going to see there's your whole month. It's mapped out there for you. Okay, let's look at situational tasks. So, concerts and events. I mean, yes, they're time sensitive, but these are how to put on how to put on a concert. Now there's only showing 4 or 5 items because I really whittled away. I just, here, let me show you. This is the full thing from the manual, but I just took 4 or 5 from each category. Here's the task, here's the category, and here's the status of it. Customer care, birthday greetings. Wanted to share a thought with you. You know, that's sort of like, hey, I like walk around the school, listen into a lesson for about a minute, and then email the parent. Hey, I was listening to Carly's lesson today, and she sounds really great working on that Taylor Swift song. Just wanted to share that with you. That's it. Parents love those, and they always respond. So that's customer care. Customer maintenance, how to fire a customer. If a customer is not working out for you, here's an email script. And then here's form emails and marketing. So just marketing stuff, human resources. You know, if I have to hire a new admin, I can look here on how to do that. When I hire that person, okay, well, here's how you run the floor. And here's a cleaning schedule. Here's how you do inventory. This says how to do it. Reoccurring says when to do it. Sales, how to schedule, all the staff training stuff. So this is right here, my entire operations manual. You know, imagine this going through the whole year. They look more like October do with, maybe 10 or so items. And then here's situations that come up and how to manage it. That's it. That's all it is. But it takes a long time. Your first year, here, let me get the slideshow going again. So your first year is really going to be about just capturing the things that you need to do and some really quick points on how to do it. Year 2, when you hit that September again, then you really can start fleshing it out. And we're going to talk about implementing training and managing with your operations manual. So you want to, come up with some organizational system. That's key. I showed you my 2 spreadsheets. Make a video on how to use the manual. And then have your new employee review the materials in it. And I wouldn't say, all right, here it is, just go and learn it. No, give them real specific things. Okay, today I want you to review these things. Discuss it with them. Schedule check-in times with your new employee. Schedule process reviews. Going over not the recurring, but the situational things. Avoid set it and forget it training. That's where we as leaders and managers go wrong. All right, here it is. Learn it. Do it right. No, you want to set them up for success. Don't print your manual up. That's what I did when I first created a manual years ago. It was a disaster. Keep it digital. At the top of every month, my manager and I would say, okay, these are all the things we have to do this month. Do we want to revise any of these? Do we want to keep them? Do we want to delete some? And then let's set deadlines as to when we want to have them completed by. How to create your manual. So you want to create your organizational system. Start with just naming tasks as they are occurring. Build your table of contents. I don't have a table of contents anymore because my table of contents turned into the manual. So table of contents can just be a place where you brainstorm, where you're just kind of go, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this. Create timelines for extended tasks. So let's say, for example, summer camp. You want to announce it in January. In February, you want to come out with some type of, promotional effort. You want to do a free week of camp drawing in March. All these different marketing points, you want to, you're going to map them out for each month. And then you want to hyperlink. So as you list your task, you want to hyperlink it to a document. Let's say, for example, you realize I need to come up with interview questions for a new employee. Well, so, add that into your, to your spreadsheet, and then create a document that you're going to link to. You don't put anything in the document yet, but when you're ready to start writing it, you just click that link and then you start adding questions to that document. when you create emails that are reusable, copy and paste those into a document that you can link to. Like I said, in year one, keep it broad. Don't try to get too detailed. Year two, then flesh it out more and start adding more details. Delete, add, and revise as you go. Okay, so that completes the webinar portion. Now I wanted to announce to you that I am rolling out my new group coaching program, and I'm offering you this limited time offer. It does expire by midnight tonight. No purchase necessary. You just have to reserve your spot. Let me tell you a little bit about my small group coaching program. It started with, I was doing one-on-one coaching with music studio owners, and I really loved it. I learned a lot. I was able to provide a lot of value to people, but I wasn't able to reach as many people as I wanted to because it was one-on-one. So I thought, let's do group coaching, and I think there'll be some added value to the group. I'll teach you in this program how to create marketing and operation systems for your music studio. So we'll go in deep with coming up with an operations manual. I'll help you position your business for higher profits and less stress in your life. And the group creates an opportunity to create an environment of accountability. As a studio owner, no one's holding you accountable. You're really on your own. And by setting goals and making a public declaration as to what you hope to achieve, you're going to have that added pressure of you don't want to let the group down. So I think there's a lot of value to that. Here's some features to the program. It'll be 1 hour Zoom calls the first and third Friday of the month at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You'll receive a video of the call. It's a 3-month program starting in September, but on August 23rd, we'll have a free group call, also at 2 o'clock, and you can cancel your membership in the group at any point. Here's investment, and I will increase the rates to anyone who doesn't take advantage of this offer. It's $89 a month. This is the beta version. So after this, I do plan on increasing that rate for incoming people, but you will be grandfathered in. And again, if I can, I'm confident that I can provide you value that is going to help you earn your investment back quickly, and more importantly, generate more revenue for your business. Again, August 23rd is a free session. You can visit davesimonsmusic.com/coaching to reserve your spot. And here's a couple of testimonials from people that I did a private coaching with. And you can see some more video testimonials on this website. But this offer does expire on August 2nd at midnight. So be sure to visit davesimonsmusic.com/coaching. You can also email me at dave@davesimonsmusic.com if you have any questions. I look forward to working with you as you join the group, and look forward to helping you take your business to the next level.